Hey folks, this is Troy with V-Twins, the V8s. I'm here giving you a video update on my latest project. Winding down and getting ready for paint. If you recall, I've got the down-out Sportster that I'm doing, but I'm also doing a chopper bicycle that's going to match my my chopper motorcycle. I thought it'd be kind of a cool thing. I built this a long time ago for my son, but he grew up before I finished it, obviously. But this is the idea of what the bike looks like. So it's going to have a similar profile to the chopper motorcycle that I'm making. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to sand this with 600 and get ready to paint it. I'm going to paint this and the motorcycle frame along with the swing arm and stuff a House of Color. It's a Candy Solar Gold. So what will happen is I'll sand this down with 600 wet and dry. Then I'll base it all out in a silver metallic. Then I'll apply the Candy Gold. And then I'll apply my clear coat. And maybe I'll put some flake in there, I don't know yet. But we're going to see what's going to happen. So I just want to give you a little update. I'm going to get this stuff wet sanded with my 600. And then when I get to the point of doing some of the other parts, I'll probably jump in, show you what I got going on. And then when it comes time for putting my silver base down, we'll jump back in again. Same with the Candy Gold, and then the same with the clear. So appreciate you tuning in. Howdy folks, this is Troy with V-Twins, the V8s. I'm back here. Just wanted to, kind of get back with you for a few minutes, let you know where I'm at with my little down and out Sportster project. I've got my frame that you see here. It's all wet sanded with 600. I'm going to let this dry, air dry. I don't have the paint to do this project right now, so I'm going to let this air dry and then I'll get back with you. But I've got the frame and the swing arm are sanded with 600. My bicycle frame that's going to go along with this is all sanded wet with 600 as well. So we're good to go. So I'm going to be picking up some paint tomorrow, and we'll be painting this the next couple of days. What I did over here was I've done a spray out. This is the actual gold that I'm going to be using on my frames. So I did a spray out, so I got a good idea of what it's going to look like. I got my silver base under here. This is my Solar Gold Candy. What I'm using this spray out for is I'm still working on my paint scheme for the tank and fenders. So I'm going to play around with this a little bit with some different colors. I got some ideas. I got some airbrushing techniques and stuff that I want to use on it. And I'm going to come up with something cool for this bike. Howdy folks, this is Troy with V-Twins, the V8s.com. I'm here with my project, my down and out Sportster, along with my down and out pedal bike that I'm going to paint to match. And today's the day I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff painted. So as you can see here, what I've created is a nice clean area for me to spray my struts and my peg brackets. I got my bicycle frame here hanging from the ceiling. It's pretty steady, and I hang things or I place things so that I can get the best coverage as I can and access to the bottoms and everything like that. So here's my extra long forks. This is my swing arm that I molded all in and everything. And then of course here is the actual frame for the bike. I've kind of made this little jig here so that I have full access to it, and it's not hanging by wires, so I don't have to worry about it blowing around. What I did over here was I had masked off my VIN, and now I've masked it off again so that when I build up my candies and my clears and everything, I don't basically paint the VIN right off of the bike. You got to be able to identify the bike afterwards. So over here, I'm going to show you what I do have going on. Is I've got my silver base that's all mixed up here, and I'm going to put that in my gun, and I'm going to spray silver base on all this stuff. Let me just get you back to the actual preparation on this whole situation here. Is what I did was I'm going to set you here so I can be in the picture. I took my garage and I blew the whole thing all out, and then got it all cleaned up, swept out, everything. I wetted everything down. I did that yesterday so that everything could settle overnight. I want to try and keep as much dust down as possible so I don't end up with dust in my paintwork. So I've created this panel, this table to hold my struts and my peg brackets. I've masked everything off with paper so it's nice and clean. I've got everything taped off that needed to be taped off. What I did next was I took my blowgun and I blew everything off super, super good. All inside, all the nooks and crannies and everything in my frame, just blew it and blew it and blew it with the compressed air so that during the painting process I don't have a poof of dust blow out and land in my paint job. So I did that. Then I took my pre-cleaner wash on a wet rag and a dry rag. I washed it, wiped it dry. I did all of my pieces. Then I did all of my pieces again. I actually did it 3 times. So now I'm blown off, I'm washed, I'm dried several times. I'm pretty confident that this whole thing is clean. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a tack rag, which is basically a piece of cheesecloth that's treated with a waxy type substance. And the very last thing before I put my paint on, I'm going to take this rag and I'm going to wipe the entire surface, and this will pick up any dust that has fallen or settled on the surface prior to me painting. So with that being said, I got that. I'm going to pick you back up over here and show you what I got going on. I got my mask. Obviously, you see me in my spray suit. I'm going to use my small touch-up gun for the simple reason that if you look at any of this stuff, it's a tube and it's not really wide. So I don't need a gun that lays down a 12-inch spray pattern to spray something that's barely 3 inches wide. Therefore, I'll use less paint and I'll create less overspray in here that'll land back on my work or just generally fog all around, just wasting paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this reduced down and I'm going to put it in the gun and I'm going to put my my first coat of my silver base, because if you remember, I need to put a silver base. Then I'm going to be using my House of Color, and it's Solar Gold. That'll be the next thing, but I'll jump back in and I'll let you know what's going on with that next. So I'm going to get this stuff prepped. I'll put the camera back on. You can watch me spray my first coat.